Miss Felici, I really need to talk to you.
What's up?
I'm feeling very afraid.
Really?
I Yes, I went to the store today with my daughters and just everybody, all these people were wearing masks on their face and it was really scary. I couldn't see, all I could see was their eyes and nobody was smiling. It was so scary. Made me
I
very afraid.
completely understand why you'd be so scared. I know, I love it when people smile, and it's hard when you wear a mask and you can't see anything but their eyes. Mrs.
Very.
Bennett, I have my mask right here. Is it okay if I
Mm,
show you what I look like with my mask on?
okay. Yeah.
So, Mrs. Bennett, do you see my face right here? You see my
Mm-hmm.
forehead and my eyes and my nose and my mouth?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is what my mask looks like. It looks like this, okay? And it has
Oh,
these little elastics on the side that go over my ears, okay?
okay.
So you see my face.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna put on my mask and it's gonna go right here, okay? But it's still me,
Oh, okay.
but it just
Okay.
goes right here. And can you hear me talking through it?
I
And
can.
it's
That's a little
still
less
me.
scary.
It's
It
still me, and I'm
is.
smiling underneath. Okay, I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna put it over one ear and then over my face. And then I'm gonna put it over my other ear, okay? So it looks like this. It's
Okay.
it's still me underneath,
I
but
like that. Okay.
I have it so it's covering my nose and it's covering my mouth. So you can see my eyes, right?
Yes.
And you can't see my smile, but I'm smiling underneath.
Okay. Okay. That makes me feel better. Maybe people aren't so
I
scary at the
know
store.
it's scary. And you know what? It is completely normal to be scared by seeing everybody in masks because we've never done that before.
Mm-mm.
Whenever we go to the store, we never see a whole bunch of people in masks. So it's so weird that, like, overnight, now everybody is covering their faces. So I
Mm-hmm.
understand why you'd be so nervous.
Yeah.
Mrs. Bennett, I saw a story the other day about masks and why we wear masks. Do you think you'd want me to read it to you?
Oh, I'd love that. Yes,
Okay,
please.
Mrs. Bennett, I'm gonna show you on here, okay?
Okay.
Okay. It says, wearing masks. That's the title of this story. It says, sometimes adults and kids need to wear masks to protect other people from getting sick. This might be something new for me. And do you see how he's wearing his mask and we can just see
Mm-hmm.
his eyes?
Yeah.
It says, masks might feel kind of uncomfortable at first, but I will get used to it. And that's exactly true because we've never worn them before. So it
Mm-hmm.
might be a little bit weird to wear them at first.
Yeah.
It says, even when I wear a mask, it is still important to stay 6 feet away from other people. So, Mrs.
Okay.
Bennett, when you go to the grocery store, you need to make sure that you're staying kind of far away from other people. You don't want to be right up next to them. It says, it is still okay to touch and hug my family. So, Mrs. Bennett, your daughters live in your house. That means
Mm-hmm.
it's still okay to love on your daughters and to touch them.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to be careful when you're outside. Maybe you're at the grocery store. You don't want to touch or get close to other people that maybe you don't know.
Okay.
This says I usually don't need to wear a mask in my home or in my yard. So if you're at
Okay.
home, you don't have to wear that mask. And if you're outside in your yard gardening, you don't have to wear your mask if you're
Okay.
all by
Good.
yourself
Good.
outside. If I go to a store or to an appointment, I need to wear a mask. So that's why
Okay.
you saw so many people at the store wearing masks.
Mm.
It's important to wear one there because there's lots of other people inside a store that we don't know and we don't live with, and we don't want to share our germs with them.
Okay.
If I go somewhere with my family and there are other people around, I should wear a mask.
Okay.
A mask can protect other people if I cough or sneeze. It will also protect me from others. So if I'm sick and I cough, the cough, all the germs just go into the mask. It doesn't go out into the air where someone else might walk by and catch those
Mhm.
germs.
Okay.
It is still important to wash my hands and use hand sanitizer. Mrs. Bennett, that is one way that you can be in control, is by washing your
Yeah,
hands.
I like it.
Doctors are working hard to find ways to make COVID-19 go away. Once it is gone, I won't need to wear a mask anymore. Wearing a mask is different, but it will be okay. And there are lots of people with lots of different kinds of masks.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mrs. Bennett, did that make you feel a little bit better?
It makes me feel better. Yes, it makes me feel better about masks, but I'm still scared and worried about something else.
What are you worried about? Can you give me
Well,
a message, Mrs. Bennett?
yes, I'll give you an iMessage. I'm afraid that I might get sick or die, or my family might get sick or die. It's so scary. There's
Oh,
so much on the news. They're talking about it all the time, and it just makes me afraid.
you feel scared that
I
you might get sick and die, or your family might get sick. And Mrs. Bennett, I completely understand. And I feel that way too. I think almost everybody feels that way right now. It's completely normal to feel that way. I think a lot of people do. Now, I know you're feeling scared right now. There are a couple things that you can do to take control.
Good. I wanted to know what I could do to help and make
There's
it
some
better.
things you can do. Now, the first thing you can do is you can wear a mask. Just like how I have a mask, you can wear a mask. That protects other people. Like I was saying during the book, if you cough or you sneeze, then your germs just get caught in the mask. They don't go out to the air where everybody else can breathe them in. Another thing you can do is wash your hands. And you don't, Mrs. Bennett, I've seen how some of our kindergartners wash their hands. We're not just putting our hands under water for a second and shaking them and then walking back to class.
So
Soap and really scrub them. You know, you can sing happy birthday or the ABCs. And if you sing it slowly, that's the perfect amount of time.
I love it. Good.
Another thing you can do is try not to touch your face. And I know this is a really, really hard one, Mrs. Bennett, but if we're touching our face all the time, we get the germs from our hands on our face, and that can get us sick. The very last thing you need to remember is to remind your adults, remind your daughters or your parents or whoever else. You want to remind them to wear a mask, to wash their hands, and to not touch their face, okay? That's a way that you can help protect them.
Thank you so much. You not only made me feel not so scared, but you gave me some good things that helped me feel like I have some control. I like that so much. Thank you, Miss Bleachy.
I'm glad you're feeling better. And don't forget, it's okay to feel scared. I think a lot of people are feeling scared. It's really normal.